Hello everyone, this world still holds countless wonders that science has yet to fully explain. Here are the two natural English translations based on your options. And in today's video, in just 5 minutes, we'll take a trip around the world together. To explore the unique and novel landscapes of world geography together. Appearance. Russia and China are the two countries that share land borders with 14 neighboring nations. Throughout history, Russia and China have always been regarded as two powerful nations in the world. Russia is the largest country with an area of up to 17,098,246 square kilometers. To the south, it borders China, a vast country with an area of 9,596,961 square kilometers. This is the fourth largest country in the world by area. Despite being two superpowers with highly advanced economies, politics, and military capabilities. But few people know that both Russia and China border 14 countries each. Specifically, Russia's land border has a total length of 20,139 kilometers. And borders 14 countries, including Norway, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Belarus, and Ukraine. Georgia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, China, Mongolia, and North Korea. Meanwhile, China's land border stretches approximately 22,000 kilometers in length. Therefore, this is also the world's longest land border. China's territory borders the following countries in order: North Korea, Russia, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan. The countries include Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam. The two countries not only share borders with multiple nations but also exhibit many similarities in their conduct. Russia clashed with Georgia in 2008 and has been conducting a military campaign in Ukraine since 2022. Additionally, Moscow and Beijing have a long-standing territorial dispute. The Soviet Union and China had disputes since the 1960s, with the conflict over Zhenbao Island being a major flashpoint. It wasn't until 1991 that the two countries officially sat down together to negotiate. And it was not until 2004 that the two countries completed the demarcation of their border. When Russia transferred Abakado Island and half of Kot-Kot-Tu Island to China. Not only have there been border disputes, but Russia and China have also made sovereignty claims over certain territories of neighboring countries. Not only on land but also at sea. To better understand Beijing's ambitions, just take 5 minutes to watch this series of short videos. The vast, boundless sea. Many records note that the Pacific Ocean is so vast it stretches endlessly with no shore in sight. To speak of the vastness of the planet's largest ocean. However, there exists a unique sea in the world, the Sargasso Sea, which has no literal shores. This is an area of the Atlantic Ocean, located near the mysterious Bermuda Triangle region. Unlike ordinary seas, the Sargasso Sea is not bordered by coastlines. This sea area is surrounded by 4 ocean currents, including the North Atlantic Current to the north. The Canary Current is to the east, while the North Atlantic Equatorial Current is to the south. And the Antilles Current lies to the west. The 4 main ocean currents in the North Atlantic include: the Canary Current is to the east, while the North Atlantic Equatorial Current is to the south. And to the west lies the Antilles Current. These 4 ocean currents combine to form a clockwise circulating loop. Because it is formed by ocean currents, the boundaries of the Sargasso Sea can shift. Currently, its exact area has not been determined. The name Sargasso Sea comes from the sargassum seaweed, a unique type of algae that only grows in this region of the ocean. This is a type of algae that floats in large patches, with a yellowish-brown color, forming a unique ecosystem in the sea. Golden rainforests. Seaweed has been known for a very long time. Even Christopher Columbus mentioned this type of algae in his exploration diary in 1492. The discovery of this floating algae terrified the sailors aboard the Santa Maria. Not only that, but their ship was also stuck for 3 full days after getting entangled in these algae, while the wind suddenly stopped blowing, leaving the vessel unable to move. The Sargasso Sea plays a vital role in the marine ecosystem, yet it is facing numerous threats from human activities. Not only do ships harm the environment with noise and polluting waste, but they also turn the ocean currents around this area into a gathering spot for large amounts of plastic waste and other debris dumped by humans. Thanks to the swirling motion of ocean currents, plastic waste has been swept into the Sargasso Sea. Since then, a massive garbage island has formed in the North Atlantic Ocean, covering a vast area with a trash density of up to 200,000 pieces per square kilometer. Although many organizations have committed to protecting this biodiverse marine area, waste and toxic substances continue to pose a serious threat to the Sargasso Sea ecosystem every day. This continent spans all 4 hemispheres of the Earth. The Earth is spherical in shape, so it can be divided into 2 hemispheres, north-south or east-west. The northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere are separated by the equator, an imaginary boundary corresponding to latitude 0. The northern hemisphere accounts for approximately 68% of the Earth's land area, as it encompasses all of Asia, Europe, North America, and parts of South America and Africa. The southern hemisphere accounts for approximately 32% of the Earth's land area. This region includes parts of Africa, South America, and insular Asia, along with the entirety of Antarctica and Oceania. Although they occupy only a small portion of the land area, the oceans, in contrast, cover up to 81% of the southern hemisphere's surface. The western hemisphere and the eastern hemisphere are divided by the prime meridian, a line of longitude that runs along the Earth. East-West divide. When Europeans arrived in the Americas, the eastern hemisphere was referred to as the Old World, while the newly discovered lands to the west were called the New World. Currently, about 68% of the Earth's land area is concentrated in the eastern hemisphere, while only 32% belongs to the western hemisphere. Additionally, a continent is also understood as a vast landmass on the Earth's surface. Currently, there is no fixed standard for defining continents, so they are only delineated based on general convention. Therefore, the number of continents in the world could be 4, 5, 6, or 7. According to most geographers, our blue planet is divided into 7 continents including Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, and Oceania. Africa, also known as the Dark Continent, is not only regarded as the cradle of humankind but also renowned for its exceptionally rich and diverse ecosystem, unmatched anywhere in the world. This continent covers an area of 30,370,000 square kilometers, ranking 3rd in the world in size, behind only Asia and the Americas, and accounts for approximately 19% of the Earth's total land area. Africa is the only continent in the world crossed by both the prime meridian and the equator, allowing it to span all 4 hemispheres of the Earth. An interesting fact is that the equator divides Africa into nearly 2 equal halves, passing through the following countries in sequence: São Tomé and Príncipe, Gabon, the Republic of the Congo, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Uganda, Kenya, and Somalia. The prime meridian runs vertically, passing through countries including the UK, Mali, Burkina Faso, Togo, and Ghana. Africa is the only continent that spans all 4 hemispheres, and there is only one country in the world whose territory lies in all 4 of these hemispheres. This is Kiribati, an oceanic country officially known as the Republic of Kiribati. The territory of this country consists of 32 atolls and 1 raised coral island. The total area of the islands is only about 811 square kilometers, but they span across a vast sea area of up to 3.5 million square kilometers. As a result, Kiribati possesses the 12th largest exclusive economic zone in the world, while the island nation's population is currently only about 124,000 people. If the westernmost point is Banaba Island and the easternmost point is Caroline Island, Kiribati's territory spans 4,564 kilometers from east to west. This distance is nearly 3 times longer than the straight line distance from Vietnam's northernmost to southernmost point. Additionally, this is a country with a unique geographical location, as its territory stretches across both sides of the equator. And it also lies along the international date line, also known as the 180-degree meridian in the opposite direction. Kiribati is the only country in the world that spans all 4 hemispheres. Located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, Kiribati Kiribati frequently experiences extreme weather phenomena due to tropical influences. Therefore, tropical depressions and storms frequently affect this island nation. Currently, the Kiribati archipelago is divided into 3 main island groups and 1 isolated island. Consists of the Gilbert Islands and Banaba Island in the west, the Phoenix Islands in the center, and the Lion Islands in the east. Most coral islands have an arc shape with a lagoon at the center, except for Banaba Island, which stands alone. In South America, only 2 countries do not share a border with Brazil. South America is a continent in the Americas, located in the western part of the southern hemisphere. Its territory stretches from the Isthmus of Panama in the north to Cape Horn at the southernmost tip. This region makes up the majority of the Latin area because the local population primarily uses Spanish and Portuguese. South America is the world's 4th largest continent, covering an area of 17,840,000 square kilometers, ranking only after Asia, Africa, and North America in the list of 7 continents. Currently, this continent is home to approximately 440 million people, ranking 5th in population after Asia, Africa, Europe, and North America. Currently, South America consists of 12 independent countries and 3 dependent territories. Brazil is the largest country by area, covering up to 8,515,767 square kilometers. As a result, the Samba country shares borders with most of its neighboring nations in the region. Only 2 countries, Lesotho and Chile, do not share a border with Brazil. Many people believe that the world's most populous countries also have the highest population densities. Is this viewpoint correct? The answer is no. Take the example of the 2 most populous countries in the world today, India and China. According to the latest data from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, India now has a population of 1.44 billion, officially becoming the world's most populous country. Moreover, with an area of 3,287,263 square kilometers, this South Asian country has a population density of approximately 438 people per square kilometer. Currently, China is the world's 2nd most populous country with a population of approximately 1.41 billion people. The area of mainland China is 9,596,961 square kilometers, so the population density of this country is approximately 147 people per square kilometer. Giants. Specifically, this country currently has a population of approximately 39,000 people, but with an area of just 2.08 square kilometers. The population density reaches up to 18,750 people per square kilometer. As population density and approximately 128 times higher than China. At the same time, this also makes Monaco the most densely populated country in the world. Iceland is growing and expanding more and more. Iceland is an island nation located at the meeting point of the Atlantic Ocean and the Arctic Ocean. This country is entirely surrounded by the sea, boasting a coastline stretching over 4,800 kilometers. The nation's main island lies entirely south of the Arctic Circle. Iceland has an area of approximately 103,000 square kilometers, which is 1/3 the size of Vietnam, but its population is only about 380,000 people. Accordingly, the population density of this country is only 3.68 people per square kilometer, ranking it among the most sparsely populated nations in the world. Iceland is the above-water portion of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, a submarine mountain range with a total length of up to 65,000 kilometers. This is also the natural boundary between Europe and America, as well as the junction of the Eurasian tectonic plate and the North American tectonic plate. Iceland is only about 290 kilometers away from Greenland, a self-governing Danish territory located in North America. The nearest lands in Europe are the Faroe Islands, over 420 kilometers away, and January Mayan Island, approximately 570 kilometers away. Although Iceland is geographically closer to America, it is currently classified as part of Europe due to historical, political, cultural, and linguistic factors. While many coastal nations worry about their territories sinking and being encroached upon by the sea, Iceland is expanding its land area year by year. Specifically, this country sits atop the mid-ocean ridge in the Atlantic, where the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates are diverging. This means half of Iceland's territory is gradually shifting eastward, while the other half is drifting westward. According to measurements by the Icelandic Geological Survey, this ice island is expanding by 2 to 5 centimeters each year. This train route takes 8 hours to travel. The Siberian region of the Russian Federation is one of the most remote and mysterious lands in the world. Geographically, Siberia encompasses the entire territory of Russia's Asian part. This mountain range stretches from the Ural Mountains in the west all the way to the Pacific Ocean in the east. And from the Arctic Ocean in the north, it stretches southward to the border areas with Kazakhstan, Mongolia, and China. Administratively, this area comprises 3 federal districts of Russia. The 3 federal regions are the Urals, Siberia, and the Far East. This area has a total area of up to 13,111,000 square kilometers, accounting for approximately 77% of the territory of the Russian Federation. As even larger than the area of Canada, the world. Despite its vast area, Siberia is home to just over 37 million people, accounting for about 25% of Russia's total population. With a population density of only 2.8 people per square kilometer. To dominate this region, the Russians built the Trans-Siberian Railway. This railway line began construction on March 17, 1891. At that time, the Russian Tsar hoped this would become a vital artery, connecting the empire's European territories with the distant lands in the east. Because this is a strict clause that was predetermined. That is the magnificent Trans-Siberian Railway, built solely by the Russians and entirely with Russian equipment. Along this route, many storage warehouses were built during the construction process. Chicken coops, repair workshops, churches, schools, and hospitals were also built. The core principle in construction is to build solidly from the start to avoid repairs or rebuilding later. After 13 years of construction, the Trans-Siberian Railway was finally completed on July 21, 1904. The main route will start from Zarovlatsky Vozov station in Moscow. The train passes through the cities of Zarovlev, Chelyabinsk, Omsk, Novosibirsk, Aikshuk, Ulan-Ude, Chita, and Khabarovsk. To reach Vladivostok, a port city on the Pacific coast. Upon completion, this railway line was regarded as a masterpiece of engineering and the most impressive railway in the world. Stretching over 9,000 kilometers in length, it spans 2 continents and crosses 8 different time zones. If you want to fully experience the Trans-Siberian train journey, you'll need at least 7 days. But that only holds true if you don't stop anywhere. 3 countries entirely located within the territory of another country. According to United Nations data from 2023, the world currently has about 204 countries and territories. However, only 3 countries are entirely located within the territory of another country. The Vatican is located right in the center of Rome, the capital of Italy. With a border system stretching 3.2 kilometers, largely defined by citadel walls. And an invisible boundary lies across the square. The second country is the Republic of San Marino, with an area of just 61.2 square kilometers. And located about 220 kilometers north of Vatican City. San Marino is entirely located within Italian territory, surrounded by the 2 regions of Emilia-Romagna and Marche. The border between the 2 countries is quite short, spanning only about 39 kilometers. And this area is clearly demarcated by fences made of stone and metal. And the last country to mention is the Kingdom of Lesotho, with an area of up to 30,355 square kilometers. Looking at the map, it's clear that Lesotho lies entirely within the territory of South Africa. At the same time, it also forms a border approximately 911 km long, dividing the 2 countries. This town has only 1 resident. We often hear a lot about ghost cities or ghost towns. A desolate place, with no sign of human presence. Have you ever heard of a town inhabited by just 1 person? That is the town of Monterey. This town is located in the state of Nebraska, USA. It is located about 8 kilometers from the border between the 2 states of Nebraska and South Dakota. Here are the English translation options. The only resident living here is Mrs. Elsie Eiler, who single-handedly holds multiple positions at once. From female mayor, female secretary, female treasurer to female librarian. Back then, the town of Manawi had only 2 residents, Mrs. Elsie and her husband, Mr. Rudy. But Mr. Rudy passed away in 2004, leaving his wife behind alone. Since then, she has been the town's sole resident. According to Mrs. Elsie, this place was simply deserted, not a soul in sight. Now, the town has nothing left but the bank and the community house. Other structures such as schools or churches have been abandoned since the 1960s. According to Mrs. Elsie, this place has all the legal paperwork just like any other city in America. Currently, she still lives in the old house and runs a shop called Manawi. It's a small bar that operates 12 hours a day, specializing in a variety of drinks and dishes. The customers at the shop are mostly regulars, living about 30 to 50 kilometers from the school, and they often drive into town every weekend. Once a bustling place, Manawi gradually saw its younger generation leave for bigger cities in search of better job opportunities. Your children left their hometown in 1980 to make a living far away. Though just a quiet little town, this place gets quite lively as curious visitors flock in from all over. As a result, she not only earned extra income from her business but also felt less lonely. A place where hundreds of people live together under one roof. If Manawi is famous for being the town with only 1 resident, then Whittier in Alaska is known as one of the strangest towns in America. To reach this town, you have only 2 options: travel by sea or drive through the 4-kilometer mountain tunnel. Note that the tunnel closes at 10:30 p.m. Even so, all 300 residents here are extremely satisfied, and the most remarkable thing is that they live, work, and study right within the same apartment building. Since 1960, after a devastating earthquake, all the residents of Whittier moved to live together in a 14-story building called Begwick Tower. By 2023, about 85% of the population lived in this building, while the remaining 15% had moved to a nearby 2-story house. The 14-story apartment building in the town of Whittier is considered the most unique attraction, drawing thousands of curious visitors to explore. The unique feature of this building is that it fully integrates amenities such as a hospital, school, police station, and even an entertainment area. Therefore, all year round, the residents here never need to leave the building because all daily activities take place inside. They have lived like this for decades. The rows of corridors, office buildings, convenience stores, or schools are all just a few seconds apart by elevator. During rush hour, people in big cities often face traffic congestion. However, in this town, people don't have to worry about traffic jams but instead face elevator congestion. Because the weather in Whittier is extremely harsh, when winter comes, snow can pile up to 6 or 7 meters deep, accompanied by strong winds reaching speeds of up to 128 kilometers per hour. Year after year, the people here endure 6 months of relentless rain, while the other half of the year brings biting winds and snow-covered landscapes. Though life here is harsh, the people still feel truly at ease considering this vast building their home. And like a tradition passed down from generation to generation, studies indicate that humans only achieve optimal performance at sea level, at altitudes ranging from 1,000 meters to 3,500 meters. The body will certainly need some time to adapt. However, some countries can still build cities located at elevations higher than 2,000 meters above sea level. Among them, Bolivia's capital, La Paz, is the highest altitude city in the world with a population exceeding 100,000. This city spans 472 square kilometers and is situated at an altitude ranging from 3,250 to 4,100 meters above sea level. That means it's even higher than the summit of Phan Xipang in Vietnam. With such dizzying altitude, the Cañado Sao Stadium in La Paz is a nightmare for any player competing here. Even stars like Neymar or Maxi are no exception. The top South American football teams like Brazil or Argentina always face countless challenges when competing here. This is due to the high altitude causing lower oxygen levels, making it difficult for people from lowland areas to adapt. Another unique feature of La Paz is that the city's official name is extremely lengthy. Nuestra Señora de la Paz is the administrative capital of Bolivia. The city of Sucre serves as the judicial capital of this South American country. La Paz is the administrative capital of Bolivia, housing the government headquarters along with the nation's legislative and executive bodies. This city is situated in a small valley within the Andes, near the eastern part of the Altiplano region. With a population of around 820,000, this is the third most populous city in Bolivia. The country with the longest coastline on the planet. With an area of 9,093,507 square kilometers, Canada is the world's second largest country by land area, after Russia. When observing the map, it can be seen that this country's territory is surrounded by 3 oceans, with the Atlantic Ocean lying to the east. Canada is bordered by the Pacific Ocean to the west and the Arctic Ocean to the north. The country also boasts 52,455 islands. Most of them are concentrated in the north, along with a coastline rich in bays and peninsulas. Canada has the longest coastline in the world. According to data from the World Factbook, Canada has a coastline stretching 356,000 kilometers. According to the World Resources Institute, Canada has a coastline stretching 1,634,701 kilometers. Surrounded by 3 oceans and boasting an extensive coastline, most of Canada's provinces, except for the 2 provinces of Alberta and Saskatchewan, all other provinces have a coastline. If Canada has the longest coastline in the world, in your opinion, which country has the shortest coastline in the world? Once again, the name Monaco will be mentioned. With an area of just 2.08 square kilometers, this is the second smallest country in the world, as only slightly larger than the world. For easier comparison, Monaco is even smaller than half the area of Hoan Kiem district in the capital city of Hanoi. Due to its small size, it is bordered by France on 3 sides and by the Mediterranean Sea on the remaining side. According to the Guinness World Records, Monaco has the shortest coastline of any country on the planet, with a length of only 5.6 kilometers. Whether short or long, the coastline always brings immense benefits to the country, such as economic benefits, transportation, trade, tourism, or resource exploitation. Although Monaco has a short coastline, it enjoys a mild climate and is relatively unaffected by environmental pollution. Tourism is the most rapidly growing industry in this country. Both public and private beaches in Levanto are always packed with tourists. They often come here to participate in outdoor activities like sunbathing and kayaking. The waves or the sky's reflection leaves its mark. They even hold parties and festivals right on the beach. The wettest place on Earth. If the McMurdo Dry Valleys in Antarctica are the driest place on Earth, with an average annual rainfall of almost 0, this place has not seen a single drop of rain for nearly 2 million years. Do you know where the wettest place on Earth is? The correct answer is the village of Mawsynram. This village is located in Iskar Sea Hills district, in the state of Meghalaya, in northeast India. Mawsynram is the wettest place in India, with an average annual rainfall of nearly 12,000 millimeters. At the same time, this place is also considered one of the wettest regions on Earth. Moreover, according to the Guinness World Records in 2022, the village of Mawsynram has set a new world record by recording over 1,000 millimeters of rainfall in just 24 hours. Currently, this level still holds the record for the highest one-day rainfall globally. The village of Mawsynram experiences heavy rainfall because it is located at an altitude of 1,400 meters above sea level. This region features a subtropical highland climate, characterized by prolonged monsoons, frequent sudden downpours, and a brief dry season. Additionally, hot air currents blowing over the flooded plains of Bangladesh further complicate the situation. In this area, moisture will accumulate and move toward northern India. When the clouds drift down the steep hillsides, they become so compressed in the atmosphere that they can no longer hold their moisture. From then on, nearly endless rains poured down upon this village. To adapt to rainy weather when working in the fields or outdoors. Canoops. It is intricately woven from string or bamboo strips, wide enough to cover from the head down to the knees. This jacket not only effectively keeps them dry in the rain but is also more convenient for work compared to a regular raincoat. The most captivating and beautiful attraction here is the living bridges spanning the flooded stream. Over many centuries, the local people have crafted them by weaving together the flexible roots of ancient trees. Build sturdy bridges that can stand the test of time and withstand even the heaviest rains. The weather here is different from other regions of India. Mawsynram village has become a unique tourist destination, attracting a large number of visitors. This helps the people increase their income. Currently, over 70% of Meghalaya's area is covered in forests, so the village of Mawsynram is also immersed in the endless greenery of trees and foliage. The air here is always fresh and pleasant. And those are the fascinating geography facts in part 3. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Hello everyone, and see you all in the next video.